podium.
Okay, so let's get the five guys. Here.
Do we get on this?
No,
that's right.
Is this the switch thing? Sorry.
Yeah. Switch? Yeah. Do you guys want to go to the side?
That's right. I don't know what to do with my hand. What do I do? What do I do? I'll just sit on it. There we go.
Good evening all and welcome to the world famous Empire State Building. My name is Abby Rickards, Senior Vice President of Marketing, Public Relations and Digital at Empire State Realty Trust.
Woo, Abby!
We are pleased to have you all here tonight for our tower lighting ceremony to honor the annual Empire State Building Holiday Music to Light Spectacular, featuring music from our special guest, the Backstreet Boys. Santa's helpers have been very busy here at the Empire State Building with over-the-top decorations, musical performance, and visits from Santa Claus himself. Now we are about to kick the holidays into high gear with this one-of-a-kind light show that unites BSB and ESB fans all around the world. On December 19th, we will debut our Music to Light Spectacular, featuring songs from the Backstreet Boys' new Christmas album, A Very Backstreet Christmas, which will run each night at 7 p.m. through December 25th. Now it is with great pleasure that I introduce our special guests, Brian Luttrell, Kevin Richardson, Howie Duro, AJ McLean, and Nick Carter, collectively known as the Backstreet Boys. And the hosts of Carolina with Greg T in the Morning show, Carolina Bermudez and Greg T. Before the Backstreet Boys light up the Empire State Building, I'd like to welcome Carolina up to the podium to say a few words.
Well, yes, that's what we do here. We're sparkling, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is our pleasure to be here to just welcome the Backstreet Boys at the Empire State Building after such a long relationship and going on this journey with you guys for the past 30 years. My co-host Greg T and I are honored to be a part of this very special event. Thank you guys so much for all coming out. Now, I do have to tell you, if you have not listened to the album A Very Backstreet Christmas, you are missing out. Every song that you have memories with your family, they've backstrified them. Woo! And they are absolutely excellent. So we are so proud and so happy to be here for the holiday season and kick things off with our favorites, the Backstreet Boys.
Woo! May I add, there is one original song on this album that is a love letter to the city of New York, to the island of Manhattan. At Christmas time, it's called Christmas in New York. We're very proud of it, and we hope you enjoy it.
So before they let up the Empire State Building, we have a present, so you remember your time here. We have little statues for everyone. So Brian.
Oh, wow. That's not little.
Howie.
I fit it in my carry-on.
Right.
Kevin.
Will this clear TSA?
One more. There you go. You guys just mind going up there
you
getting
so
a
much.
photo?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That is really cool.
And what is this way? Yeah, you tell us where's the shot? Right here? The shot. Perfect.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. This
So
is
now we're going to
incredible.
light up the Empire State Building. So I'm going to take these back, but I'm going to give them back to you. Now we're going to promise.
Don't take
We'll
them.
get them back.
It's like the Oscars. They never let you keep them.
Yeah, right? We'll ship it to you. What? Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so on the count of three, let's light up the Empire State Building. 1, 2, 3.
You gotta get the next thing. I
Love puppy breath.
No, he wasn't.
Maritza? If you guys can all, I'm here, I'm trying.
Yeah, go for it.
Jen, you gonna get this, Jen?
Everyone looking this way? Just watch out.
I'm gonna get it once I can. Y'all just wait for me, okay?
Stay there for one more.
Switching cameras.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. And last one.
Yeah?
Perfect.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Jen, go. Jen.
It's fine, I'll get in. Okay, go for it. I'm gonna squeeze in, guys. Once Brian does that. Okay, you guys look over here. 1, 2, 3, and 3. Thank you. All right.
Watch your back, please. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
好的礼的，现在的那个是的礼。
Hey, I know you. Hey, you guys. I don't need it. The Q&A though would be nice.
Oh no. I'm so flattered. This is not my best. Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, welcome everybody. I'm Carolina Bermudez from 103.5 K2.
What's up, everybody? I'm Frank T. How are you? I'm just along for the ride.
That's what he does normally. So yes, it's not any different from the mornings. But you know what a great way to kick off the holiday season with the iconic Backstreet Boys at the iconic Empire State Building. You Unbelievable. Now, this is the album that we have been waiting for. I know I've been a fan. I've been on the journey and I spoke to that downstairs. But every Backstreet Boys fan has been asking for a Christmas album, and you finally did it. It is here, and it is excellent, you guys. So, tell us, what was the conversation like when you decided to go ahead and get it done?
Well, the conversation was, this has been something we've wanted to do our entire career. Let's put a list together, all 5 of us, of our favorite all-time Christmas songs. We put a spreadsheet together, an Excel spreadsheet, and the cream rose to the top. And we really didn't fight or debate over any of these songs that we chose. There's so many beautiful, amazing songs. But all the ones where we all voted on those are the ones that made the album. And then we wrote 2 originals, and then another one that is a love letter to the city of New York at Christmas time, was written by a dear friend of mine that we worked with for years, Grammy Award-winning songwriter Gary Baker, who was born in upstate New York, and he wrote this song years ago. It was actually Tony Bennett had put it on hold a few years back, but never recorded it.
Wow.
And I'm like, when he sent it to me, Christmas in New York, when he sent it to me, I was like, nobody has ever recorded this. He's like, nope. I'm like, you're 100% sure. He's like, yeah, I wrote the song.
I should know.
And when I heard it, it's one of those songs that it almost sounds familiar. Like, have I heard this before? Because
Yes.
it has that classic
Nostalgia,
vibe.
yeah.
So we put together an album with a lot of heart and soul and feeling. It means so much more to us now that we're fathers, because Christmas is all about those babies. And so yeah, we hope you guys love it. We're very proud of it.
Well, I was going to say about Christmas music in general, you know, every season there's one artist that comes out with an album, and you guys have just broken so many records as a group in the pop category, but now you're going to be a part of families' lives from this point on, because I'm already making memories with my own children playing your songs in the background. And they know how much I love you guys, so they're like, we love the Backstreet Boys too.
Ryan's wife. None of us.
Actually, it's none of us. It's actually my wife's idea.
Really?
Yeah, it was my wife's idea.
Unbelievable. She's fantastic.
No, I think she's fantastic.
I'm saying, what a like this, so clever, so clever.
Well, the cool thing about that whole song in general is they call it Christmas adjacent, okay? Because the story takes place during Christmas time and New Year's Eve, but it's really not a Christmas song. So the really cool thing is I was in the kitchen, my son and my wife were in the den, and they were playing the Dan Fogelberg original song that came out in the late 70s. Yep. This was a song that actually Howie, myself, and Kevin grew up listening to our entire lives. And it takes us back. Kevin talks about the story about going to our grandparents' house, being stuck between his two big brothers, and he's listening to this song on the radio. Because it's like, met my old lover in the grocery store. You know, it's like, it tells a true story about something that happened. And the cool thing about it is that actual story happened to me. Like when I left from the Backstreet Boys to come back home, I actually ran into a girl named Carrie who we used to kind of have a thing.
Carrie?
Oh my God. No, but she was like an ex-girlfriend, and she saw me, making it, and it was just kind of that she stole her purse and grew up. I mean, it's like, it's a true, honest to God story of something that happened in my life. And when my wife said, hey, you should re-record that, I immediately text Kevin and I text Ron, our manager, and I sent them the original track and said, hey, how about making this a Backstreet Boys song? And when we took it to our team, they listened to the original demo, and they were like, I don't know if that's possible. Because that's difficult. It's difficult to do because the original is so special to me.
Right, and not many people, if anybody, I can't think of anybody that's
I don't know
that song.
anybody that's been
Right.
I had never heard the song in my entire life. I had no idea what we were singing. I was like, what is this song? I knew of Dan Fogelberg, but I had never heard the song. And now it's become, honestly, one of my favorites on the album.
You gotta talk about this one.
So I was on FaceTime with my family, and my mother-in-law never ever comes on FaceTime. She doesn't like to be on camera. And she popped in the kitchen. She goes, I just have to say, thank you for doing that song. Like, what song? She goes, Same Old Lang Syne by Dan. She's like, I grew up with that song, and that's from my generation. And I'm like, cool. I have no idea, but it's definitely become one of my personal favorites. And even fans have actually said to us, they thought it was an original Backstreet Boys song.
Oh, wow.
That is so funny.
It's not.
Because I'm telling you, because just the title, it says Old Lang Syne, you think, oh, it's definitely a holiday song. But no one really gets it unless you really listen to the lyrics and follow it. And I'm telling guys, to me, I've always thought about it. Like one day I'll bump into an ex-girlfriend of mine. Am I gonna have that kind of a moment?
He dreams about it. He talks about it
all together, the album's great. But that one just stayed in my mind. And really awesome.
Well,
Nice job.
There's a clever line, and I think it's in one of your original songs, but who sings the line, I got your present right here? Because I love that. Is
That's actually you.
That's right. The holiday cheer, that's your line.
Is it me?
That's you.
Of course it's me. Of course it's me. Oh man. It's me. That song is just, that was one of the originals that we wrote. That was one of the originals that we
He did actually write that. Now that I think about it, he did write that.
How I wrote that line.
Yep. See, actually, we were in the studio. We were just trying to do multitasking. So sometimes someone would be in the booth recording. A couple of us were actually writing at the same time and stuff like that. And so when we actually started writing on this song, we actually, I think, have really grown into a really unique dynamic with our writing nowadays. Like sometimes I think AJ and Nick are really fast at, spitting out great melodies. And then me, Brian, and Kevin are more of maybe per se lyrics and the editing of the finalizing. And I'll never forget when we were working on the second verse and they were, I think, going off doing something. I was like, oh, this might be a kind of interesting twist on the second verse.
Well, I caught that and I loved it. And
it stayed.
It's definitely sticking with me. I do want to talk about Last Christmas. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank
It
you.
was #1 and you guys are crushing it. This is, for me, me, it's such an iconic song, and I just found out that George Michael's family has just been so excited and happy about it that they tweeted about you guys. And Nick, I know you have a really special story about it.
The song is so special to me. Like, I'm obviously a lot younger than you guys, no, a little bit younger. And so when back home, when the radio and holiday seasons would start coming along, that was the song that was playing, and that was the song that reminded me of like, oh, this. It was like, this is like, Christmas is coming, you know, and so you know, that was the one I really fought for in the group. Like all the other guys voted, I said, this is the one song I really want to sing. And yeah, so basically, about a couple years back, my daughter, I put like had this little boom box, and I put Last Christmas Wham's version on it, and she was dancing to it. And then she took her first steps, and she was literally like taking it and moving around and dancing, and it was like one of the best memories. And it was during the Christmas, so I'll never forget it. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do.
That's a nice moment. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say in regards to the post, it was funny because we were just in LA last week. I think we were actually taping Kelly Clarkson, which will be coming out before the ABC Christmas special in a week or so from now.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, I got a text from my sister. And I didn't know if it was for real or not, because my sister, first of all, I don't know how she even knows how to get on the internet, to be honest, and find stuff. But she found this post, and I was like, is this legit? I started looking to see, there was like a check mark, and sure enough, it was like the official George Michael estate. And I was like, I passed it on to the guys, I'm like, look at this. I'm like, it was such an honor to hear that they said that, you know, that what a great job we did and how George Michael had been so proud. That's very flattering to hear that.
Unbelievable. Well, you do have a Christmas special coming up on ABC. It's going to be narrated by Seth Rogen, your friend. You guys called him back. And, you know, favors in Hollywood. People always say, yeah, man, we'll look up or whatever. But you guys really called him back on this favor.
I actually reached out to Seth. Him and I stayed in touch after we shot the movie This Is the End.
Yes.
One of the nicest guys in the world. And he's a true Backstreet Boys fan as well.
We also did this charity before.
Yes, we also did his charity for Alzheimer's as well.
For charity.
And so we were talking amongst ourselves, trying to figure out who we could reach out to be the narrator. And he has such a recognizable voice, and I love his laugh. We all love the Seth laugh. Thank you. So I reached out to him, and he got back and said, hey, if my schedule works out, I would love to do it. And it all worked out, and we just got to see the final rough edit of the actual special. Because shooting it, we had one of the writers there doing his, voiceovers. It wasn't Seth, but getting to hear him now on the special is just hilarious. And we have some amazing other special guests on the show as well.
Yep.
And it's a very heartwarming, fun, great special. We cannot wait for you guys to see it.
December 14th, 8 p.m. Make sure you guys write it down, DVR it, or watch it live if you can. Nobody does like live watching anymore, but hopefully they will for this. I know. I think your fans will definitely show up for you for that. Greg T has a very important. No holiday songs.
No, but I have a red and green on.
There you go.
I got the red. I got
a new red t-shirt on though.
Yeah, come on!
There you go.
I got Darth Vader.
Darth Vader? I mean, you gotta have holiday songs on, guys.
Greg
Those are
T.
gonna dress the party.
We dropped the ball on that, man.
He had expectations.
We actually had to style ourselves today for this.
Oh, you know what? You did a great job. Mama thinks it's fine. Now, we have some holiday questions for you guys. I have to say, you guys have been together for more than 30 years, right? I mean, what is it?
It'll be 30 years next year.
Oh, 30 years, okay.
Yeah, which is insane, and it's an absolute blessing, and we couldn't be more grateful, and hopefully we have 30 more years.
But do you guys really exchange gifts with each other? Do you think, like, when you're, I don't want to say, you guys don't do that. I heard Howie read gifts all the time.
That's so not true. It got called out, and I did do that. If I would have, it only would have been underwear and socks. I would have given them to Brian because he's the only same size as me, so that has not happened, and I want to send it straight to the public.
You're thinking of the planet.
Hey.
Free gifting. It's a good thing.
Listen, you know what we give each other for Christmas is actually open days in the schedule where we can be home with our families.
Space.
That's what we
I'm
give each
on.
other.
There you go.
Yeah, so get out of my face and don't feel the
That's great.
And how about the holiday traditions? Like, do you guys go and see each other? Do the kids get to know each other? Is there any kind of thing like that happens? Like, is there a collective gathering?
I mean, there's been certain holidays where we'll get together. Like I know for me, my family has gone to Kevin's house. I think 4 Easters now we've done. But as far as like Christmas time, everyone's kind of scattered all over the place. Whether you're home or you travel somewhere where it's a beautiful white Christmas. For my family, Christmas cookies is a big staple. But we don't always stick to the conventional like cutouts.
Right.
we like to make our own and customize.
Okay.
And my brother-in-law did one of the best Kevin McAllisters I've ever seen with the actual full-on face, spot on. And then I did Nakatomi Tower from Die Hard. So, it's a little bit of a different twist on Christmas.
I know, let's put it to bed. Is Die Hard?
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It is not.
It is a Christmas movie.
It is not a Christmas movie.
There's Christmas songs. Actually, it takes place technically on Christmas Eve.
Right.
But figure by the end of the entire movie, it's got to be midnight. It's got to be.
Okay, so it falls on Christmas at the end. I get you.
Okay. So what about Nightmare Before Christmas?
Nightmare Before Christmas. No, that's a Halloween. That's a Halloween.
Yeah. That's Christmas adjacent.
We're seeing a theme here. Now, all of you guys, we have a question: real or fake? Well, where do you, Christmas trees?
Oh, I'm like, where are you going? Fake. Tried the real. It failed miserably.
Okay.
Fake, but I am totally against flocked now. Flocked makes a huge mess.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, fake.
So it's a hard
fake.
no for you. Brian, how many Christmas trees do you have? You have like 52 Christmas trees or something like that?
43.
43 Christmas trees.
Well, that was for one party.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're kind of busy this year, so I don't know if we'll have 43 this year. But we might have like 28 this year.
All right, great. Kevin?
The answer's fake. You know,
Fake?
fake with the little pine spray so that you have that like
Oh
scent.
my God, it's
I was gonna say you have that pine tree thing hanging in the bathroom, you know, like in the car, or it's in your car.
It's all an answer.
Well, you guys, we have listeners here who won their way in. They're the biggest Backstreet Boys fans, and they are so excited to ask you guys a bunch of questions. And Nicole Salvatore, where's Nicole Salvatore? Right here.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
She's like,
Right here.
Nicole, yes, would you like to ask your question?
Or you read it. Oh, I'll read it for you. Do you want me to read it for you? Okay. Nicole says, how do you handle frequent travel and being away from your family for long periods of time?
It sucks.
FaceTime is a blessing.
Yeah.
That's probably the
Zoom,
hardest
which is
part of
something
the
I'm
job.
sure everybody in this room wish we all invested in. Yeah, FaceTime has been an absolute blessing, but we also do have our families come out and join us as much as possible. Those of us that have kids that are still in school, not this guy. But especially during the U.S. tour, we each have our own buses so that all of our families can try to come out around the same time, and there's definitely more space. But we just finished up Europe, and a couple of our families came out to Europe as well. So, we try to have a healthy balance. We definitely can't go. Some of us can't go more than a week, 2 weeks. My wife personally, she can only handle about 2 weeks on the road because it does get a little boring for the families because we're constantly moving around and going and stuff, and days off are limited sometimes. So, but it's all about balance. It's all about balance.
I'd say probably being away from the families is probably truly the only hardest part of our job. Because what we do is such an amazing gift that we've been given, and you guys honestly truly make that happen for us. But we've had a chance to travel the world, to make so many people happy, to enrich so many people's lives, create memories together. You guys are like our second family to us. So if anything, when we're away from our families, you guys at least make us feel whole. So we want to thank you guys for that, sincerely. Come on.
Oh man,
Howie,
we love you guys.
answer of the day. If you were of gifts, I said gifts on the side.
Where is Dawn Hudak from Hartsdale?
I mean, it's not crazy, but like I had a really epic fail with my Christmas tree last year. You know, I mean, it was horrible. I had to call Kevin for help. You know, so we had been bringing the same tree out, but this tree is basically 20 feet tall. So it's got like stacks, and you got to stack it up. But the bulbs went out, right? And it worked for 2 years in a row, but then the third year it just kind of started failing. And so I bought like this, I went on Amazon, I tried to get this tool where you gotta test it, I got the wrong one, then I bought another one, and I was testing all the light bulbs. My daughter's there going like, Daddy, can I help? I'm like, I don't know. But I called Kevin, so that was a crazy Christmas story because I probably should have just thrown the damn thing away.
My oldest daughter, when she was around 4, she had seen a bunch of Christmas movies. And in some of the Christmas movies, there's a fake Santa, so they pull the beard off. So that year, when we went to go see Santa, she tried to pull, and that did not end well. Poor Santa was like, But yeah, now she knows, don't pull.
Well, now we have Erica Apionegi. Are you here? Say hello.
Hi.
Erica's from Woodland Park, New Jersey, and wanted to ask, what was the best advice someone gave you?
Ooh, yeah, you have to go back to what was it? What was that park we were at?
It was at Central Fairgrounds.
Yeah,
Central Florida Fairgrounds in Orlando, Florida.
It was in Apopka. It was in Apopka. Yeah, Apopka, like Apopka area.
Brandy was performing.
Yep.
And the Temptations.
Yes, the Temptations were performing.
And we
got a chance to go and meet one of the originals at that time. And some of the best advice that he ever gave us was right here. We were walking through and we were like, yeah, we're a new band, Backstreet Boys from Orlando, da. And he looked at all of us in the face and he was like, just remember, gentlemen, this is the show business. And when you're putting on the show, your business is walking out the door.
Make sure your business is not walking out the door.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, quote wrong.
It's tolerance.
But that was, it kind of, at that time, we were all kids. I was 18 years old when we started this. And, not really fully understanding, the pace of everything that would happen. But looking back, I think about that about every day of my life because, it is the show business. And at the end of the day, the business is the tough part about what we do. But at the end of the day, it comes down to AJ, myself, Kevin, and Howie and Nick. Because people come and go, and it's just the strength of the core of what makes us do what we do best. Because things are going to happen, things are going to change, music is going to change, things are going to evolve, but it all falls on the relationship that we have, and we've been able to do that because of some great advice that we've had in the past.
I would say probably outside of the group, believe it or not, I have to give Brian some credit, which is very hard for me to do. I have to give Brian some credit at this point.
It's the big one!
Now, Brian, actually, on our wedding day, and I think he's given it not only to me, I think he's given it to a couple other guys as well. And it's probably been some advice that was obviously probably passed down to him. But he said to me, going into marriage, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, quote on it, but it's not going in at 50-50, you both have to go in at 100%. And I'll never forget, that was some really true, profound, advice, because a lot of times people come into a marriage thinking, well, it's 50-50, kind of thing. But if you both come in, I think, with 100%, you don't have anything to worry about.
But that applies to your relationships too, though.
Oh, I mean, this is like our first marriage for sure. I have one that I now have tattooed on me that honestly, if this helps anybody out there at any point in their life, that my sponsor actually told me, which is true victory is victory over oneself. And for me, that's been so profound with my journey, with my recovery and with sobriety, and knowing that if I can get to a place where I know that I'm truly happy with myself, then I can be the person that I need to be for others around me and truly give my 150%. So that was tattooed on me over here. And it hurt, by the way. It hurt.
Allison Perusa from Westbury, New York. Where are you?
Right here.
Allison, hi.
So, Allison, I'd like to know, which is your favorite song to perform live? Out of all the songs, do you guys have one that you're like, that's the one?
Stumped.
Mine, I actually had to fight for. After the Black and Blue tour, we did not, for many tours, do a song called "Get Another Boyfriend." It just got kicked off the show. And once we went back, or once we did Vegas for the first time, we brought it back. And it's a fan favorite. It's one of my favorites. It's just fun to do live, and we still have it currently right now on this DNA tour. It's a shorter version, but still, it's still there. It's not gone again yet, thank God. But we'll see. But yeah, that's one of my favorites to do live. There we go.
Mary Morales from Middlesex, New Jersey. Show us where you are. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Mary wants to know how many of your children sing or want to sing besides Brian's son.
Both of my girls.
All right. Are they like getting the bug?
They've had the bug, and biased or not, they're really, really good.
I went to a new school that's 7th through 12th grade, and so he's in choir, and he told me, he's like, Dad, he's like, I'm cool with being in choir, he said, but I'm the youngest kid. I'm the youngest one there, so he's got like kids all the way up to like seniors. So there's like guys that are like the bass singers that are like 12th graders. He's like, I'm with the altos.
Oh.
He's like, I'm like, his voice hasn't properly changed yet. So he said, don't worry, it's okay. We will eventually do it.
I sang soprano in high school choir.
I got a question here from Anna Koenig. Anna Koenig. Hey. And Matthew. Hey. They're so excited to be here. Their question is, how does it feel to still be performing almost 30 years later? I think we kind of touched on that.
How does it feel?
Right.
Kind of hurts the bones. No, just kidding. No,
It feels great.
No, I think it's a true blessing to, when you love something so much, you can never really call it work. We call this work because, it's a sacrifice, but at the end of the day, the smiley faces and the people singing every word of your song, it doesn't matter even if they speak English or not. You can be in a certain realm of the world and they don't know English and they're singing every word of your song. Like, that to me, like, how can you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and not think that that's a blessing? And so we're grateful, we're honored that people, give a care about the Backstreet Boys still after 30 years. And what can you say? It's a wonderful life, and we continue to try to give back and hope that you guys enjoy the brand new Christmas record because that's what it's all about, giving back.
I don't think you guys have ever been better. I think in this industry it's hard because we're not supposed to be fans. You know what I mean? Especially like people like Greg T and I, where we work in professional. Don't say
Greg's a
that
huge fan. I'm talking.
Yes, exactly.
Like he did selfies in the back. He's like, don't tell anybody.
Exactly. I know he's dying. But like this past tour, I saw it and I was blown away just by everything. I feel like you guys are just getting better and better. There's no limit to what you guys can do. So thank you for giving us everything when you go out on tour. We're going to finish up with this last question from Isabella Fatoruso. I hope I said that right. There's Isabella.
Hello.
She's from Sayreville, New Jersey, and she wants to know what was the first CD you guys ever bought, and was it that particular musician that inspired you to want to sing?
First CD?
First CD. I'll start. It was Journey. I wrote to the record store at the time. I went to a used record store because I couldn't afford like new stuff. So I went and took my bike and sifted through all these different CDs, because we had CDs at the time, and Journey Frontiers, and it was Steve Perry, which was one of my favorite singers, and I remember that CD had a scratch on it, so it would skip at certain parts of it when I played it. Yeah.
For me, it was definitely Michael Jackson. I would say probably Off the Wall. Since I'm a little bit older than this guy here. Probably.
Yeah, but that's hit after hit.
Yeah.
That you can listen straight through, and that's just like a classic.
Mine, the cool thing about mine, it was a 45. And I was so mad because my aunt's dog, her dog named Nugget, chewed it up and ate it up. But it was actually a Kool in the Gang.
I don't know to believe these stories or not.
No, it's 45,
It was Kool in the Gang, the 45. And I used to love Kool in the Gang, and then went on to do Edition, like Mr. Telephone Man, like all that stuff. So that was mine. That's mine.
Prince.
Oh, forget you only need one word. That's it. Absolutely.
Michael
My
for
name
me.
is Prince, the one and only.
Mine is also Michael, but it was Thriller. I got the cassette tape, and my mom actually went out and bought me a red members only jacket, and she made it all sparkled up for Halloween that year. She made me the glove, all of it, and I went as Michael to it was grade school, elementary school back then. So yeah, Thriller.
I thought you would have went as Tito.
Tito?
No. Just saying. He's got the whole outfit. He went as Tito.
You guys have been on an exhausting run. You have been promoting this album, and I just have to say, it's here. It's excellent. We love it. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Everybody, get a very
Thank you guys.
Also, I want to remind everyone, December 14th, 8 p.m. on 8. So much, guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Everybody from iHeart, we want to thank you guys for all the love and support of this record.
Yes,
You guys are truly making this a successful Christmas record for us, so we appreciate that.
Thank you. We love you
guys.
We love you. We love you.
one with the, got it. Hold on.